March is our Arthritis Awareness Month at the Bryant Clinics. And last week when we discussed arthritis pain and joint dysfunction, we mentioned that we're having this arthritis workshop called Extinguishing the Fire in Your Joints, and it was supposed to be tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. But since the weather's going to be terrible, we've moved it to the following.
Good for you.
So it's going to be the following week.
Okay.
The weather's supposed to be really bad tomorrow night, and for everyone's safety on the road, we're going to move it to next.
By the way, rain expected overnight.
Thursday.
Low 30.
Yeah. So, here in the deep south, if it drops below 40 degrees and rains, we all go into like this panicked hibernation mode. So I figure we better move it to next week.
Good idea.
It drops below 40, we start stocking up on groceries and water or something like that. So, it's going to be next Thursday. That way, if the weather's bad, we can still, hopefully by next Thursday, it'll be over with and be fine. But arthritis is a real problem that we all need to be aware of. We're all prone to our joints breaking down over time. So really, everyone listening is at risk for developing joint deterioration. And the reason for that is because we all have a tendency to abuse our bodies over time. From the time we're born, really, and we get almost no maintenance on our bodies over time to keep them working right. Our bodies are a mechanical object, just like it needs to be properly maintained, just like any other mechanical object, like a car or an airplane or your tires or anything else. But they almost never are. If we think of our muscles and our bones and our joints as a mechanical object. Just like, say, a transmission, they have a tendency to break down and need maintenance, but they almost never are. We sort of have this feeling like our joints and our body are just supposed to take care of themselves over time with no maintenance. And
by the way, if I had a check engine light, it would be on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And as soon as you fixed it would come right back on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really true. And, most people's the same way. Most people's check engine light or check maintenance light would be on, But think about the number of people that wake up with stiffness or soreness or foot pain or knee problems. And, think of the people that don't exactly walk straight when they walk, or that they look at their shoulders to see if they're level and one's higher than the other, or their head doesn't sit over their shoulder, it's slumped forward a little bit. These are all signs of mechanical defect, which leads to worse problems down the road, but most people ignore these signs and they blame it on old age. Even if they're less than 60, I have patients come in that are 45 that say, "Oh, doc, I'm just getting old." That is so not old. That is just halfway there. Yeah. And so we have a tendency to go, "Oh, well, my shoulder hurts because I'm getting
crazy
old."
words.
Yeah.
Be in here tomorrow.
Yeah. That is.
No, it's really true, though. We accept things that we shouldn't.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. So we abuse our bodies from birth and then ignore them when they give us signs of problems developing and act like it's normal when, we start breaking down at 45. It is from neglect, not from old age. That's really the bottom line with this. So think about this. Many times, our very first case of whiplash is not our first car accident. It's when we come through the birth canal. And then we have, when the average child falls at least 200 times learning to walk. I think that's a little low. I think my son fell a few hundred times every week, So and then we have bicycle wrecks, skateboards, trampoline accidents, wrestling with cousins. Then we start sports in high school, poor posture doing our homework, and then we get our driver's license and have accidents, and then we have college stress and financial stress, and then we have job injuries to our bodies, or, we sit working at a desk all day, and then we sleep wrong. We have falls at home.
You're making me sad, Dr. Kevin.
And so listen, now we're 45 and we have body complaints and joint problems and have never had a bit of treatment or maintenance, and the patient comes into me and says, "Doc, I have no idea how I got this way."
But Dr. Kevin, people are going to say, but your body is supposed to be able to take some of it. Birth, your body's supposed to be able to take that.
Yeah, it is. But, a lot of times we end up with injuries that during our lifetime.
Wait a minute. By the way, you just described a weekend at Steve Wiley's apartment. I'm just saying.
But, when patients come in and go, "I have no idea how I got this way," I just kind of shake my head. And the truth is, if we were to have watched your life in fast rewind, I would probably find hundreds, if not thousands, of small injuries that you wrote off as not a big deal.
It all adds up.
And it adds up. Yeah. If each little thing adds 1% to your joint damage, and you have 50 of them over your lifetime, it all adds up. You know, that fall out of the treehouse, that fall off of the skateboard, that, you know, the getting thrown off of the horse.
Hell, divorce.
Yeah. Major stresses. And so, you know, it's almost like
So sad.
All the lights on my dash was on when that happened.
You know, it's almost like like you can take a bridge with concrete that has one little fault in it, one little crack, and as each car goes over it, it makes it a little weaker and a little weaker, just like happened in Minnesota a few years ago.
That's right.
Every car that goes over it, that concrete gets a little weaker and a little weaker, and it doesn't seem like a big deal. Pretty soon, the whole thing collapses.
That's right.
Well,
and that's what most people deal with their health.
Diana's asking if somebody goes through chemo and radiation, and what about other medicines? Can that increase your risk of arthritis or exacerbate it?
Sure, it can. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of those things. Like, you know, every little thing sort of adds up to having joint damage. But the point is that these things aren't just something that you can write off and say, oh, well, I guess I'm just 45. I'm going to have arthritis in my right knee. You know, there's solutions for that. And that's what our program is all about, you know, is showing you that there are really common sense solutions you can do to keep yourself from breaking down over time. And so this program that I have called Arthritis, Extinguishing the Fire in Your Joints, it's a 4-step process. And we're going to show you simple things that you can do at home, as well as new technological advances for the more severe cases that are non-drug, non-surgical solutions for slowing down and stopping the arthritis, which we call arthritis, extinguishing the fire in your joints. It's going to be really remarkable. So just real quick before break, if you want to know how to solve your arthritis or joint pain without drugs or surgery, you should really come see this new program. We have some new technological advances and some treatments that we're going to talk about. But also, the other neat thing is we're going to show you things you can do at home to take care of this yourself and to prevent the breakdown over time. So the class is about 2/3 full already. So if you want to call and register, you can register now at 837-7174. It's going to be next Thursday at 7 at the Hilton Garden Inn. So listen, stay tuned after break. I have something after break that I want to tell you about that I think is really going to be an eye-opener. It's some great information for you after the break.